What's going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, this is going to be really quick, really short, which is basically why I'm uploading on a Wednesday. Normally, you guys know I just upload one time every Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But since this video is going to be super short, super quick, I figured I'd just do it now. You guys are probably going to spend more time watching this video than you are installing this part. And that part is this $30 jumper harness that I got off Amazon. Now this jumper harness is actually for the Toyota, I believe it's the RAV4, where they have the auto start on off function in that car from factory, which if you guys are unaware, that is basically what dealerships, or not dealerships, but manufacturers use to like kind of pad their EPA, their fuel economy. So basically whenever you're coming to a stoplight and you're standing there for like more than 3 seconds or whatever, the car automatically shuts off to save gas, and the second you let go of the brake, it automatically turns back on again. But you know, the downside of that, let's just say you're catching the tail end of a light and you just barely meet the minimum requirements for that car to turn off, and that the light turns green again, and that the car has to automatically turn back on again. You know, it's just putting unwanted stress on the starter that you really don't need. But anyways, yeah, this $30 harness off Amazon is supposed to trick the ECU into keeping the auto off instead of you having to manually turn it off, a momentary switch. And the iMT button works the same way. You basically have to push that momentary button every time you jump in the car to turn it back on. And if you don't drive the car a lot like I do, I don't daily drive this thing, so from time to time I will forget to hit that iMT button, and I'll go to downshift and I'll forget to rev match, and the car just kind of like jerks a little bit. Is this necessary? No, probably not. It's more of a convenience factor than anything, but you know, modifications, is any modifications really necessary for a car? Anyways, this intro is probably going to be longer than the install video, so let's go ahead and jump into it and see what to do. Okay, so the first step we're going to want to do is to remove this bottom kick panel. So that involves taking off 2 Phillips screws, one right here on the far left and one right here on the far right. Once you remove those 2 screws, there is kind of like a, where is it? Right there. Right there. A pinch little clip. You just kind of like push it in there, and I believe this panel should just come out. So let me go ahead and get a Phillips screwdriver, and then we'll go from there. Okay, as mentioned, once you take off the 2 Phillips screws, just go ahead and go underneath here and like pull these little tabs back towards like the pedals, and then pull it down. That just comes right out. Let that hang there for a bit. Next up, you're going to want to remove this kick panel where the iMT button is mounted, which is once again really easy. It's all pop clips. Just go ahead and pull forward, and that just pops right out like so. And then from here, it is the easiest step of the install. Go ahead and unplug the factory iMT button. Take the jumper harness, go ahead and port that one. I believe this one goes into here like so, and then just plug the factory end in between the jumper harness. Line it up. There you go. Click it in, and that is it. All we gotta do is put these panels back in. Make sure to line up the pop tabs right there, into the coordinating spots, and then make sure that this one right here is on the inside and not the outside. So make sure that's in. Go ahead, pop that in. Put back up the bottom kick panel, put in the screws, and then let's go ahead and turn on this car and see if the iMT stays on naturally. So once again, if you guys skip to this part, this jumper harness just basically sets the iMT button to auto on instead of auto off. Okay, so the car is completely off. Let's go ahead, turn it on, and see if the iMT is automatically on. Alright, so there you go. As you can see, the iMT is automatically on. So now if you just want it automatically off, let me turn down the AC so you can hear. So you just go ahead, go down to the button like you normally would, and you press it now. So is this something you want to do every time? It just kind of depends on you. Some people really don't like the iMT feature, so they're happy that it stays off. But for me, it's part of the car. It really helps with track times. It's just one less thing to think about whenever you're on track, when you're having to think of like a million things a minute anyways. So that's a nice little feature. And if I truly wanted to like go raw driving and just drive, I would jump in my track Accord and I would just do all that in that one. But it's nice to have a car that will just do it on itself without you having to worry about it. And like I said, this isn't my main track car. It's just something I can go out and have fun with without worrying if anything's gonna break. But yeah, anyways, so that's how that works. Very nice feature. So now if you guys want this, I'll leave links down below, but let me go ahead and jump out of this car and do the outro. All right, guys, and there it is. Really quick, really simple. I told you that video was not going to take very long at all. My intro and outros are going to be longer. So at the end of the day, is this $30 jumper harness really worth it? And honestly, that just comes down to you. It's $30 paying for convenience, just so you don't forget to turn it on whenever you're driving. Let's just say you're at the track and for whatever dumb reason you forget to turn it on, and which has happened to me. I forgot it wasn't on. And on daily driving, it's not a big issue. But on track, if you forget and you don't rev match naturally, which in my footing position in this car doesn't allow that, which is why I really like the iMT for this car. As you guys are well aware, I can down or like heel toe in like the Civics so easily, and the Type R's footing is so much easier for me as well. There's just something about this car that doesn't work for me. And this really would come in handy, so that way I don't forget, and I'm not coming into like carousel at like 60 miles per hour going into third, and then all of a sudden I forget to rev match and the car just jerks forward. Like, that's the last thing I want. So this is more preventative for me, and for $30 over like a $3,000 transmission or a $6,000 motor, completely worth it to me. Is it worth it to you for daily driving? Probably not, but if you just want something with a little bit more convenience, and it's just 30 bucks. Here it is. I'll leave Amazon links down below on where you can get yours. And until next time, guys, later.